Alright, the moment is finally here. I am about to board the train, which is called The Ocean, to Halifax from Montreal in next few minutes. And once I get to my cabin, I will show you how it looks like.
Well,
41.
41.
Thank you. Surprise, surprise. This cabin is really, really, really small. Look for yourself. So here I am. Here is the seat. This is the ceiling, and I can easily touch my hand. So there is some space, to put my bag. And this is a toilet that combines as a seat. Of course, I'm not going to use it inside the room where I'm going to sleep. And this seems like some kind of a, oh yeah, this is a sink, you know to wash hand, to brush, whatever, and to drain the water, just push it up. Well, I had some more expectations, but it is what it is. However, no complaints. It is still my own private space for another 22 hours or so, plus the 3 meals are included, so I don't want to complain. And yeah, they have given a bottle of water and some cup, some fresh toiletries, 2 pillows which look clean. Let's see what that is. There's another towel in here. Here is a bell to call the attendant, and 2 switches for the lights, and one for the fan, and 2 power outlets to charge the electronic devices. I just found out that there is a small storage place here. This is how the bed will be made. Here is a message to lower bed turn handle, so whoever comes in and turn this, I don't want to do it because it's kind of heavy. As of now, there is nobody in quote unquote room across me, so you can have a better sense of how small the area is. Obviously, I'm not complaining, I'm just letting you know the fact, and how it is, because I was not expecting it to be this small. So the time right now is 7 o'clock, and we just departed the city of Montreal. So Montreal, bye bye, see you at some time in future. My dinner reservation is for 7:30, and the dining car is 6 cars on my left. So I leave from here in about 20 minutes or so.
Bonsoir. Au nom de VLA Canada, nous vous souhaitons
By the way, the seat I have got is backward facing, so it would be a little tricky to capture the scenery, but we will see how it goes. My first impression of the train is, obviously the train cars are quite old, but there is no doubt that it is well maintained and it's quite clean. So full points, for the cleanliness. Now there's a still lot to see, and lot to happen on this journey. So if my opinion changes, I will certainly let you know, but so far it's a positive experience. So I'll just settle in, and at 7:30 I have a dinner call, so I'll go and have my dinner and then come back again afterwards. And I'm hoping by the time I come, my bed will be made, and then I'll show you how it looks like. Alright, until then. So here I am at 9:30 p.m. In my bed. The staff here, he made my bed while I was away for my dinner. As you can see, the bed is wide enough, and it is certainly long enough for me. I tried, and my legs were not touching the wall opposite me, so I think for someone like me this is a good enough space. Surely it is little cramped. There is a reading light behind me. I'll show it to you. So here it is. So I would like to share some information about my dinner. There was one vegetarian option which was cheese ravioli, and it came with a soup and later on with a pecan pie. I thoroughly enjoyed my dinner, and more than that, there was a gentleman sitting right across me. He was sharing the table. He was a retired lawyer who worked for federal government in Canada. He had some really interesting stories to share about his work as a prosecutor. He interviewed victims of World War II war crimes, and interestingly, he also went to India 3 years back in the state of Kerala. So he was sharing some of his stories and what he did there and who all he met. I also shared some of the stories of my travel in India, as well as the train journey I did on the Canadian last year from Toronto to Vancouver. So we spent 1.5 hours together talking about our travel, life, and our career. So it was time very well spent. I really enjoyed it. Now the time is 9:30 p.m. We are still on Eastern time zone. I had a really long day. I woke up at 4:45, went from my parents' home to downtown Toronto, and then took train from there to Montreal, and then from Montreal now on my way to Halifax. Tomorrow morning I'll show you the other cars, including the dining car where I had my dinner, and there is a shower in the car where I am located. So if I have an opportunity, I will show it to you tomorrow. So until then, I wish you a good night, and hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. And if you have taken this train journey on the ocean, please do share your feedback. I'm interested to hear about your experience. My experience so far has been positive, so I'm hoping the rest of the journey would also be enjoyable. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoy it. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Good morning and welcome back. Today is day 2 of my journey on the ocean, and it's Monday, September 12th, 2022. Last night after I signed off, I tried to sleep for a few hours, but I couldn't sleep properly. I was like sleeping and waking up on and off, and I was up around 5 a.m. and then I got ready, had a shower. Finally had a chance to have a shower on a train, like for the first time ever in my life. So that's an experience. And now I'm here in the lounge area waiting for the breakfast to open, which is supposed to start in next few minutes. The time right now is 5:55 a.m. so I'm hungry and ready for the breakfast. So let me show you around. So we are still in the province of Quebec. I'm not sure what time we would get into New Brunswick and before finally getting into Nova Scotia. But this is how the dining car looks like. And I just got my coffee, and these are the breakfast options. I'll probably go for grapes. And it is still too early, that's why no one is sitting here. I am one of the first two people who are here for the breakfast. A beautiful sunrise on the east coast of Canada, a sight to be seen. While I wait for my breakfast, let me share some information about this train. So, the train which I am on, the Ocean, it has been operating since 1904, which makes 2022 its 118th year of operation, which is certainly amazing. And at one point in time, all the immigrants who came to Canada across the pond, that is from Europe, they landed in Halifax, and from there they took the same train route to get to other parts of the country. Literally, I'm riding on a piece of history, which I find fascinating, and I hope you find it fascinating too. When I went for the breakfast, I checked with the staff there. There is no dome car and there is no park car, so that's a little bit of a disappointment, but I guess it's okay. It is what it is. Nevertheless, the scenery which I'm coming across and also capturing on the video, it makes up for the non-availability of a dome car. My experience of breakfast was overall okay. I personally felt the portion sizes were small. However, the beverages, juice, coffee, tea, they were unlimited. For me, the meals are included, but anybody from economy class who want to buy the food on the train, they have to pay $19 per meal. So I personally think the quantity was less. I'm still quite amazed at how vintage this room is. Let me show you a few things. So this is the temperature control, to decrease or increase the temperature, and this is a plug to turn on or turn off the ventilation, and even the fan is a steel fan. So yeah, quite interesting. I'm just walking around in the train and I went to that car behind me, and it looks like it's entirely empty, like there is nobody there. So I found a spare seat. It looks like this is the berth section, and I came down here to see how it feels sitting on this side of the train, and probably I'll capture some nice scenery here. This particular place reminds me of the time when we were going through British Columbia last year on the Canadian. It was very familiar sight. There was a river, and then a road, and then the mountains. So it's like a deja vu for me. The place I'm sitting right now, it can be converted into a bed, so that's what I did. I pulled the seat towards me, and now I'm sitting in a relaxed manner. So these are the things you can do when train is not full. There is some leeway to do the things that normally you can't, but of course I'm not taking any advantage. When I return back to my room, I will put this seat in the correct position. So we have reached New Brunswick. The stop name is Campbellton, population 7,000 people. This is the first stop on this journey where we were allowed to get off. So I came out to just show you the train and the various train cars we have. The stop is for about 10 minutes, so I'm not going too far. I don't want to miss the train. The weather is quite nice. It's little breezy. You may be able to hear it on the microphone, but overall it's a nice weather. And now I'm on the Atlantic time zone. So this is fifth of the six time zone in Canada, and I have been to all five of them. So the last one remaining is the one in Newfoundland and Labrador. Which I would do sometime, in future. So I'm looking forward to rest of the journey. We are running behind schedule around 1.5 hours. So I don't know if we would be able to catch up to it and reach Halifax on time, but we'll see. The ocean is going next to the ocean. The name justifies itself. What a beautiful and majestic view. At this time, I'm in the city of Bathurst. It's 11:30 a.m. at Atlantic, so that's about 10:30 Eastern time. The stop is only for 5 minutes, so I won't be staying here for too much time. I'll just go back to my seat and capture the video from there. While I was having my lunch, we arrived at Moncton, and it's been about 40 minutes, I would say, that the train hasn't moved, and we are already running behind schedule about 3 hours. It's going to be a longer journey, and as I speak, you can see we are actually going back. So this is the second time it is happening. We are going back and forth for a little while now, so I don't know how much longer that's gonna be, but here we are. There's nothing else I can do besides relaxing. So let's see. Regarding my lunch was good. It was salad with sorted veggies and goat cheese, and for dessert it was carrot cake, which was really nice. And I shared my table while having lunch with a mother and daughter from the US. So they are doing a similar trip as mine. They came from Toronto to Montreal, and from Montreal now they are going to Halifax, and they will be spending few days there. So it was fun, interacting with them. They have lived in New York, so we had a lot of common things to talk about. The traffic, the subway, the airports, as well as this train journey, of course. And that's the fun about doing a long train journey. You get to meet so many people, hear their experiences, share your experiences, and have a good time. So as I was speaking, the train has started moving forward, so I hope now it continues to the next destination. Let's see what's in store for us now. I peeked into one of the cabin for 2 people, and this is how it looks like. There's a toilet in there, and this seat I believe becomes a bed, and there are 2 chairs. So it is certainly much bigger than the cabin for 1, but surely more expensive too. Hello once more, and good evening. So we are about to reach our final destination, that is Halifax in Nova Scotia. I believe it's a good time to summarize my trip on the ocean, which started yesterday at 7 p.m. Eastern in Montreal, and now would be ending in Halifax at 8 p.m. Atlantic, about 2 hours later than it should have been, but here we are. So I enjoyed my journey. This is my 3rd trip on Via Rail. The last one, as you know, was from Toronto to Montreal, and the one before was last year, that was from Toronto to Vancouver. One thing which is common across all the 3 trips is the staff at Via Rail is really nice and accommodating. There are no questions or doubt about it. That being said, I'm slightly disappointed with the cabin for 1 person which I got, because it's smaller than what I had imagined. I feel it's cramped, and when the bed was made, there was literally no space to stand inside the room. What I preferred though was a lower berth, which is slightly cheaper than cabin for 1 person. Towards the end, I will put the pictures of both the cabin which I got plus the berth where I spent most of my day today, and then you can see it for yourself what is better. I would still go with getting a lower berth as compared to getting this room. That being said, the food is nice. Of course, it's not gourmet, but the food had the taste. I liked both desserts I got. Yesterday it was a pecan pie, today it was carrot cake. I enjoyed the company of people I had my meals with, Mr. Allen last night, and Miss Leslie and Miss Jean during the lunchtime today. It was fun hearing their stories, sharing my stories with them. I hope whatever they are doing and their sightseeing went well, and they enjoyed the trip on the ocean as much as I did. Now with this, I have finally reached a milestone, that is, I have done coast to coast train journey in Canada. So total distance which I have covered is approximately 6,300 kilometers. The time I have traveled on train is 124 hours, and I have been through 5 out of 6 time zones in Canada, and finally 9 out of 10 provinces in Canada. So personally for me, it's an achievement. I didn't know a couple of years ago that I would be able to do that, but here I am. Once I reach Halifax, my plan is to spend next 4 days in Halifax and then take the bus to Charlottetown and spend 4 days there, and then fly back to Toronto on 20th September. I'm looking forward to rest of my trip on the east coast of Canada, and I sincerely hope that you did enjoy my video recording of this trip. And please do leave your comment. If you have taken the ocean, please also share your feedback, what you think about it and how was your experience. And I certainly request you to like, share, subscribe the channel and press on the bell icon so that whenever I make a new video in future, you get notified automatically. With that note, I would like to sign off here. Thank you once again. May God bless you and be safe. Until then.